Welcome to this edition of the Horse Racing Scoop podcast. In this episode, we will discuss the 2022 Breeders' Cup World Championships, which will be run on November 4th and 5th at Keeneland. You can watch the races live on the USA Network and NBC Sports.
If you got a hunch, bet a bunch. Back a horse and get paid.
So, the Breeders' Cup will feature the best of the best in every division over a 2-day period. Our slogan is back a horse and get paid. Who are some of the horses you would recommend backing?
I back a lot throughout the entire year, and I developed kind of a relationship with some of them because, I love the sport. There's so many great athletes that, this is just so near and dear to me. And the Breeders' Cup is the World Series of horse racing, the Super Bowl of horse racing. It's the best of the best in every division, like you just said. So I'm going to start with one that's really near and dear to our hearts, Nest. We love Nest. She's the best 3-year-old, I think, running, period. Nest is a daughter of Curlin. She's 7 for 10 lifetime, 3 wins in a row, 1 for 1 lifetime at Keeneland. I think she's the one. Like I said, she's running the distaff. Best of the best here. I think that Nest is the one there. Next, we're going to talk about Golden Powell. He's running the turf sprint. He is unbeaten in his last 8 starts on U.S. soil. He's run a couple times in England, didn't fare so well, but on U.S. soil, he is 8 for his last 8, 4 for 4 lifetime at Keeneland. He's a 2-time Breeders' Cup champion already. He won the turf sprint last year. He won the juvenile turf sprint back in 2020. So Golden Powell is the one. He'll probably be a heavy favorite, but as a good friend of mine says, a short price is better than a long face. Annapolis is another one we like. He's a 3-year-old. He's going to be running in the turf mile. He's Todd Pletcher trained. He's got 3 wins and 2 seconds in 5 starts this year, always right there at the end. He's fresh off a win in the Coolmore Turf Mile at Keeneland, which was very impressive against older horses, so Annapolis is another one we like. Friday is the Future Stars Friday. There, we like And Tell Me No Lies in the juvenile fillies. She's an arrogant filly. She's won 3 in a row. 2 of those were graded stakes. She hasn't been favored in any of the races, but she's got a big move down the lane, and that's something that really makes her attractive in this one. My buddy Peter Miller is the trainer, and Tell Me No Lies, we really like her on Friday. The last one we're going to talk about is the daughter of one of our favorites of all time, Golden Sense. It's going to Vegas. She's a Golden Sense filly. She's running the filly and mare turf. She's been in graded stakes company in 15 of her last 16 starts. So that means she's run against really, really good company. She's used to being there and battling it out. In 2022, she started 5 times. She's only got 1 win, but she's been second 3 times and third once. So that means every time in the money. But that win was her last race in the Rodeo Drive Stakes, which she was very impressive there. Gate to wire. Hopefully she can do the same thing at Keeneland on November 5th.
Awesome. So the Classic is the richest race in the Breeders' Cup, and it's worth $6 million. Flightline is the early favorite, and deservedly so. Will this be the coronation for a horse that has been nothing short of spectacular thus far?
I think spectacular and Flightline go in the same sentence. Absolutely. This horse is incredible, an incredible athlete. 5 for 5 lifetime. Combined 62 3/4 lengths. His wins have been by combined 62 3/4 lengths. So if you can do math, that tells you he's won by an average of 12.5 lengths. The guy blows everybody away. Nobody's even close to him. He has been unbelievable. Now, the only knock is, hey, he's only raced 5 times, but it's been 5 outstanding efforts. He's a son of Tappet. He's trained by John Sadler. John Sadler has won over 2,600 races as a trainer. He won the 2018 Breeders' Cup Classic with Accelerate, so he knows how to get it done on a big stage. So I think that Flightline, yes, he's absolutely there. And his last race answered a lot of questions. It was the Pacific Classic. It was running 1.25 miles. He had never run more than a mile. The Breeders' Cup Classic is 1.25 miles race. So they're like, hey, can he get the distance? We don't know. I was a doubter, I admit, after we saw the Pacific Classic. We knew what happened. Unbelievable effort by this guy. I mean, he's just turning and burning. Won by 19.5 lengths, I think. Unbelievable performance.
Flightline makes it 2, now 3 as they go into the far turn. Extra Hope is next. Country Grammar down at the rail. Stiletto Boy, Express Train, and still last is Royal Ship's going to come running, but he's got a good 10 lengths to make up on Flightline. Let's see, a quarter of a mile to go in the Pacific Classic. Flavion Pratt and Flightline are an embarrassing lead. It must be 15 lengths as they turn for home now. And let's see, Flavion Pratt just shakes the reins at Flightline. And take a good look at this, because you're not going to see this too often, maybe never again. Flightline, 20 lengths clear. Flavion Pratt takes a hold and canters in the TVG Pacific Classic. Second place will go to Country Grammar.
We know what our reaction was after we saw Flightline run in the Pacific Classic. And I don't know if we'll see the same in the British Cup Classic, but we're going to find out. Thanks for tuning into this episode of the Horse Racing Scoop podcast, brought to you by Kentucky Downs and the Mint Gaming Hall. I'm Danny Brewer. Remember, got a hunch, bet a bunch, back a horse, and get paid.
You must be 21 or older and in Tennessee to place wagers. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text the Tennessee Red Line at 800-889-9789.